Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Memphis International Raceway for the running of the Ducks Unlimited 400. We got a lot of great racing today, 100 laps around this short track. We're ready to go racing with Carson Bowers and Cody Goforth on the front row. One driver who has not had a cup win yet, but a two-time champion of the series, should get one soon. And one guy who has come up short multiple times this season, just like last week at Old Spice, last turn of the last lap, losing out to Sebastian Kukulon. Looking a bit further back, though, Stephen Walls Jr. had a great run here last season. Ended up in the second position at the end of it. He's looking to start third today in the Amazon 65, try to get himself possibly into victory lane for the first time in the Cup Series. Austin Murray rolls off fourth, Zachary Delillo fifth, Irving Allison sixth. Last season's winner here, Dusty Neal, rolling off seventh for the McDonald's 894. And a big shout out to Joseph Strigley, driving his car into the top 10, starting eighth today for the Xylem 63 in what will be their final start of the season for the sponsor. They move to Alpha Prime for the final 13 races of the season. Brady Burkhart, DJ Curtis rounding out row number 10. Sebastian Kukulon, Tip Foster up here. Morris and Matthew Eves. Give Eves a shout out in that 47 car, having a great run. Carter Friesen, Logan Cloud, Jay Jefferson. And look at Ryan Butcher, who has had some heartbreaks the last few seasons. Or last few races, I should say, but seasons as well. The 88 driver has DNQ'd multiple races this year, sits 36th in points, just ahead of teammate Eli Brighton, 37th, only 44 points on the year to show for his 10 out of 12 starts that he's made this season. This will be his 11th of 13 today. Adam Mitchell in the WEC pick 4, number 01. Peter Onjak in the 44 starting pretty far back. They're going to have to hope that that team, a great short track racer in his own right, can move his way through the field. Riley Spurlitube debuting the Coors Pure scheme for the 28. Coors has multiple schemes this year that will be running in the second half of this season. Give a shout out to Cordell Smith in the 52 car. A great run by the RHR team to get Cordell starting this race 27th alongside another big running Chevy for this season, Austin Johnson in 28th. Cordell's looking to just keep it clean. The Gum Out 52, their first start with the sponsor, being the sponsor of RHR's team. Jeff Alloway and Anderson Reed at the back. William Duncan disappointed in this, but said in his post-qualifying interview he expected this. He knew that road courses are the team's bread and butter, and a great top 5 run last week, capped off with a great performance really for the Side Trucking 33. He's going to start near the back today, but Matty Porta also back here. You also got James Ellison for Burkhart Morris Motorsports, their debut, the number 6 Toyota, unsponsored, but they are ready to go racing. They did purchase a spare BK racing car from last season in that 6 to get them going this year as well. You got Max Anderson at the back and Vince Freeze rounding out the field. One driver missing from the entry list, Diego Yepes, failed to qualify for this race for the GDI number 35, joining multiple other drivers, including Gatlin Downey, who's DNQ'd multiple times this season already. Enough of that, though. We're going to go ahead down trackside for the commands to fire the engines at the Ducks Unlimited 400 at Memphis.
Drivers, start your engines!
Pepsi and the NSDCA teamed up this season to bring you the Pepsi Pull Award for the fastest qualifier in all 26 on Drop Cup Series races this season. Today it's Carson Bowers, the 12th different pull winner in 13 races on the season. He's looking to get himself into victory lane. Doesn't have a Cup Series win yet. The 2-time champion of the NSDCA, looking for his first win of the Cup Series season, first win of his Cup Series career, and trying to get back into the title fight for the regular season championship. With that, the engines are fired here at the Ducks Unlimited 400 at the Memphis International Raceway. Carson Bowers, Cody Goforth, 2 drivers looking for their first Cup win in the front row, and 2 drivers looking for their first Cup win in row 2. We could see an upset here today after 100 laps, but it's sure to be a good one nonetheless. Memphis put on a decent show last year. Truck race being a bit more calm, with only Kukulon, dominating that whole race. The Cup race last season was very entertaining, and it was Dusty Neal in the 94 that took home his one and only Cup Series victory. Can he repeat today? We'll have to see as 40 drivers get ready to go racing. The pace car takes the sharp left-hand turn down pit road. Coming off a turn number 4, Bowers versus Goforth out in front, 40 cars, 100 laps. Green flags in the air. The Ducks Unlimited 400 is live at Memphis. Immediately, Bowers got out to a nice gap, but Goforth pulls right back on the outside, and that 17 can Goforth clear Bowers on this opening lap as he's working that outside line, and he will. Cody Goforth, a powerful move by the 17. He moves himself already up into the race lead after just one lap through, and what a drive by the runner-up from last week. A power move on the outside to take the lead on the opening laps. Looking at the wider angle shot here from atop the grandstands. Looking at that top 5 pretty much getting single filed out. You got Burkhardt and Allison fighting, though, behind him. Rest of the field 2 by 2. A little bit of single file further back, but everyone fighting hard as they come down this front straightaway. Cody Goforth out in front. Stephen Walls Jr. cleared into 3rd. Zachary DeLello cleared into 4th. That's going to be Irving Allison, a previous Memphis winner in the Truck Series. He is up to 5th. Burkhardt 6th. Kukulon 7th. And Austin Murray 8th, so that's an SBR powerhouse with some Monster Motorsports guys further back. Does it look like Joseph Strigley might have got a piece from Dusty Neal? That 63 was really squirrely coming in through the corner there. One car, I think Edson might have had an issue there. He's real slow down the front straightaway, so the 82 car's starting to drop back. Peter Onjak started this race pretty far back, 24th. He's just fallen like a rock for the first few laps, but that's the thing with the outside line, and we've had some criticism from drivers and fans before that, you know, some of these short tracks, the outside line can't get a run on it. And my counterpoint is, don't go on the outside if you think you're going to lose positions. If you cannot run the outside line, don't get up there. You got to defend your position. You can't just have everywhere on the track be good all the time. But as you see Irving Allison now, he's going to show how good he is as he dives to the inside of DeLello. That's for the 3rd position. Might have got a piece of DeLello there. Sends the BWT 57 up a bit. Flyby down the front straightaway, though, as Goforth leads over Bowers and Irving Allison, your top 3. 2 by 2 and a bit of 3 wide racing back here. That's going to be pretty close there if we can get to it. Edson, Mitchell, Porta 3 wide. Porta had a bad qualifying run here. He's 33rd quickest only. Adam Mitchell bounces off the wall a ton. That's a heavy hit to the 01 car. He's going to hold up now. Duncan and Onjak further back there. But Matty Porta started this race 33rd. He's already up to the 28th position as Alloway and Hagan are going to split Cordell Smith 3 wide in that RHR debut of the gum out scheme for that Chevrolet team. Dusty Neal has been dropping like a rock, just as we said. That outside line's pretty weak here, and he's been one of the bigger critics of some of these racetracks, but that 94, he just finds himself up on the outside the whole time. You got to defend your position, and he's doing his best, but his boss man Tip Foster goes underneath him. Now he's got to defend against the defending series champion. There's Jay Jefferson there. Last season at this track, Jay came under fire and came under probation after dumping lap cars, I think twice in the race. I know he did it to both Monster Motorsports drivers once in that event on a restart. So Jay's got to take these short tracks a bit more calm. You know what he can do if he's getting impatient with some drivers. There's Strigley. Morris has also picked up some spots. There's Kukulon there. And Irving Allison is the one on a mission right now. He's moving his way through the field pretty quickly up to the 3rd position after starting this one 6th. Yeah, that's a gain of 3 spots in the first 9 laps and chasing down Bowers and Goforth. We'll see if the BGM duo of Goforth and Allison can win this race. But as we said, Toyota didn't really have many wins in the last few weeks. You had Anderson Reed at Texas World. You had Jay Jefferson at Pocono. Irving Allison at I-69. Well, we went to Old Spice, and it came down to 2 Toyotas, being Cody Goforth and Sebastian Kukulon. Kukulon took the edge on that, making for Toyota's 8th win on the season. 3 with Kukulon, 4 with Morris, and 1 with Irving Allison. Cody Goforth trying to break in this time as Carson Bowers. Brake issue on the 25, so he slowed it down real quick. I don't know. He's not going to be able to make it back around. I think this is going to be a caution for the 25 as he's going to come to a stop on the front stretch, and that's not going to be nice. Adam Mitchell also pitting there, and we should be under caution. That we are, so the stalling of the 25 is going to cost, well, it cost Irving Allison 2 spots, but it's going to cost Goforth his lead. And it's going to shake everything up here as they come around for the final time here before the caution. Everyone getting single filed out. And Carson Bowers, pole sitter, running in the top 2. His day will be over with as we come around here. And the field is going to do some split strategy. Never mind, Stephen Wallace Jr. was going to come in, or was going to stay out. He fakes it back there in the 65. He will instead bring that GDI number 65 Amazon Dodge into pit road. And here we go. Pit road going to be busy. Looks like everyone's getting on in. A tough pit road to get onto. Very short at a short track. Short track pit roads are really tough. Sometimes you'll see guys, you got to be, watch there as Eli was overcooking it trying to get onto pit road. And you just do not want to hit that pit barrier there. We're just making sure everyone gets through, gets around quickly. There's Adam Mitchell. Mitchell is a lap down, so he will, we'll see if he receives the free pass. Bowers definitely will not, because he caused the caution, but I don't know if Adam Mitchell was a lap down by the time the leaders were taking the yellow flag. So we'll see. Goforth could be the first one out. SWJ picks up a spot over Kukulon. DeLello with a slower pit stop. Bauer's team now, they got him towed back. They're working on that 25, so he's going to have some time. And Dusty Neal, a slow pit stop for the CFRO, 94 there. He's going to lose a ton of time and drop even further back, so it's going to be a hefty uphill battle for Dusty Neal to win this one. There comes Bowers out, so get a quick replay. What happened to Bowers? It was pretty much just stalling on track, but we'll see if Adam Mitchell does indeed get the free pass here at Memphis. Back live here at Memphis. Under review, under the last caution, Adam Mitchell determined not to be a lap down when the leaders took the yellow flag. He was on pit road, and his pit box was just one box ahead of the start-finish line, so when Goforth came around, it did not mark Adam Mitchell as one lap down. So Mitchell does not receive the free pass. Carson Bowers does not either. Those two, the only drivers, one lap down there at the tail end of the field. Goforth, Stephen Wallace Jr., Kukulon, DeLello, and Logan Cloud are your top five. We're going back racing. 16 of 100 complete. Green flags back in the air at Memphis. Goforth got a really nice jump. That GDI 65, he was runner-up at this race last season, but really it came down to the end where there was a bit of attrition, but also some strategy that got the 65 and 94 out in front. That's how those two ended up being the top two at this race. So as SWJ, it's not to say he doesn't have pace here, but he's going to have to probably drive his heart out if he wants to try to contend with some of these guys ahead of him. As here comes Kukulon now back to the inside, and Kukulon trying to make this year a year of pairs as SWJ is going to go up and bounce off the wall. Heavy hit to that 65 as he got real up in the marbles, and that's going to cost everything for the GDI number 65 there, as Kukulon now is the one chasing down Cody Goforth. DeLello in third, Logan Cloud fourth, Irving Allison fifth, Carter Friesen up to seventh, Strigley and Matthew Eves maintaining top 10 runs. A nice job for both of those guys looking to turn their seasons around right here. A big pack of cars under a blanket, the two PA boys and Alex Beniaco and Brandon Morris side by side. There's Matty Porta, Roger Ray. Neal has dropped a ton of time. Larry Hagan also back here. On Jack has not been able to get himself out from the back of the grid. And Adam Mitchell, there you see, that's the battle for the two lap down cars, but it is Adam Mitchell, one lap down, Bowers two lap down. So Mitchell, no matter what, would get the free pass as they stand right now. Cody Goforth trying to hang on over Sebastian Kukulon. This is how it was at the end of the Old Spice race, but Kukulon was able to drive right up onto Goforth, go to the outside and pass him on that final corner. One of the greatest road course races we've ever seen in the NSDCA happen just last week, but now we're here at Memphis. These guys want to take it a little slow, but Kukulon knows he's fast and he knows he can get it done here. He won the Memphis race last season in the Truck Series for Sauber Racing Team. He dominated that race, led all 75 laps, just like he did in both of his Truck Series wins last year, led all the laps on the short tracks to win. He's not going to win all or lead all the laps on the short track today, but his 3 race wins really haven't come from him dominating the race. Now, Daytona, it's a toss-up between him and Jefferson fighting so hard. They got mugged at the end and got right back, and he passed him on that last lap, last corner. Then at Las Vegas, Kukulon was mainly a top 5 driver, but he really did not get going until Jay Jefferson and a few others pit, and then a caution came out, screwed all of them, and it was Kukulon's for the taking for that race, and especially after Anderson Reed pit and left it to just him and Foster fighting for the win. And then Old Spice, he had a fast car, was running top 10, but that late race restart, final pit stop, they'd made some great adjustments and got that 19 car fast enough to blow through the field, gain almost 2 seconds on Goforth in that time. Went on to win the race. So Cody, it's possible that this could be his day, but you never want to say anything about it. And just like that, we probably did just jinx that 17, but it's going to happen sometime. May as well happen soon. for that 17 car. 3 Toyotas up front, led by following 2 monster cars, Chevrolets, Zachary DeLillo 4th, Logan Cloud 5th. Cloud is happy to have at least a ride that's being cared for by his team owner. The 91 has been known to have a severe lack of development on the pedal to metal racing team in that Chevrolet team. So as they stand right now, you know, Logan Cloud, he's just hoping that he has a ride next year. He's hoping that all this stuff works out, but he's happy that his team will be getting some of that P2M equipment next season, as P2M, of course, Pedal to Metal Racing, shutting down next season, and some of their assets going over to CFRO in a buyout. A little further back now, Burkhart looking to the inside of Friesen. There is Carter in his final year of the NSDCA competition in the 85. It's unknown if he will come back, and it looks like we are under caution. The 04, Evan Hunter torn up. The 52, Accord L. Smith as well. We had a big one on the back straightaway. Ton of cars involved. DJ Curtis is going to be the one staying out. And there is the short track big one. Ryan Butcher's involved, Alex Fletcher, Riley Spurleytube, Adam Mitchell, Roger Ray, Max Anderson, Vince Freeze. Doesn't even look like he has damage. He's just blowing up. Maybe a mechanical failure there that just cost everyone. Onjak doesn't look like he has damage either. Maybe on the left side. 52's torn up, so a lot of drivers torn up here. DJ Curtis, the only one staying out with the 2 lappers that can't come in. So we'll go ahead, take a look at this pit stop. See if there will be any strategy being played. Looks like Kukulon, Cloud going for 2 tires. Neil and Kukulon almost making some contact there. 2 tires for everyone, and Kukulon's going to be go 4th out. Cloud 3rd, Allison 4th, and Burkhart is 5th. Stephen Wallace Jr.'s team, I think they're taking some time to repair that 65, so that's going to shake the field up even more, and that might just be a good thing for the field. With as many cars as we got torn up, that could help keep some cleaner racing, because these guys won't be too packed up. But it looks like it took out a significant portion of the field, and Adam Mitchell in the 01 is destroyed. So Bowers, again, will not get the free pass, as the 01 would have gotten it, but was involved in the crash. We don't award it to anyone else. So Bowers now, Carson, it's going to be an uphill struggle for the rest of the day. He is only 1 lap down as it stands, but that's because he would have had a wave around. Well, he wouldn't have even had a wave around. He just passed in front of Curtis. There's Spurleytube coming out. So Bowers' team, they're going to go ahead, take 4 tires. May as well keep the car, well, 2 tires. May as well keep the car as clean as possible, just up to date, because really, you're not going to be able to race your way back around with the lappers now being moved to the back. But that is 6 cars out and even more damaged. We got a big replay. We got a lot to take a look at here at Memphis. Major incident right here is Matty Porta. He's going to go into turn 1, wash up the track a ton, right up into Eves, doesn't let him go. Eves and Porta bounce off the wall. The 20 goes spinning and right in front of the pack. Now everyone's trying to get through. There's smoke, cars going everywhere, and it's going to be a big one. Even Evan Hunter going upside down, a couple cars flying in at the end. A bunch of torn up race cars. Another angle of this is Porta bounces off the wall. Both CFRO cars involved in this one. Look at Larry Hagan sneaking by to the inside. Onjak spins down later, but you see everyone else just piling on in. Anderson Reed getting hooked by Carson Bowers there. Ton of torn up race cars already. On board with James Ellison in Boomo number 6, as he's going to actually get through it. You see the field just piling up in front of him. Now he's going to the bottom, trying to make a lane, and he's just barely going to sneak through right there. Gets through it, passes everyone. That's going to gain him about 15 positions just in one corner. On board with Anderson Reed, he was almost as lucky getting through it. You see Austin Johnson, Cordell Smith right in front of him. They go up and bottom. DeCease kind of party, bounces around, and then he gets hooked by Bowers here at the end. Not too much damage to the 3 car, though. But Matty Porta is going to get real tight and cause the biggest crash here at Memphis today. Second caution of the day. A ton of torn up race cars, ton of drivers out of this one after a big one at the Ducks Unlimited 400. Back live here at Memphis. DJ Curtis stayed out under caution, takes the race lead. Everyone else took 2 tires. Sebastian Kukulon could go 4th, Logan Cloud, Irving Allison, your top 5. Then Burkhart, Friesen, Strigley, Jefferson, and Lane, your top 10. Lot of torn up race cars now after the big one strikes on the back straightaway. Roger Ray trying to continue on. You have guys like Zach Bilson who snuck through it. They picked up a ton of spots. Carson Bowers, Adam Mitchell also did. That is 7 cars out now. William Duncan, Austin Johnson, Evan Hunter, Matty Porta, Max Anderson, Vince Freeze, and the NSDCA parked Alex Fletcher for not meeting minimum speed, a.k.a. he was doing the loop through pit road to try to get back on track. Green flag's back in the air, though. We're back racing at Memphis. We'll see if those fresher tires will be the factor in those 2 tires for everyone other than DJ Curtis. Now, they didn't really pit too long ago. It was about lap 15, I think, they last were on pit road. So DJ's doesn't have 31 lap old tires. He's just trying to hang on in front. We're going to have a flyby coming down the front straightaway as Curtis tries to pull away from Kukulon. You see Strigley underneath freezing. A lot of guys still fighting in some of the slower cars at the back. We'll be monitoring to see if they do indeed meet minimum speed. As we'll take an actual minute right here to monitor that as you see 133 into the corner for those guys coming down this back straightaway, and that will be it. 113 would be the minimum right there. Or no, it's actually 15 miles per hour, but still he passed the minimum, so everyone on track has passed minimum speed. We are good to keep going here at Memphis as Kukulon now chases down DJ Curtis. Those fresh tires trying to come in handy between the 5 and 19. And Kukulon trying to win his races in pairs. He won the first 2 races of the season. Now he won at Old Spice, looking to win the 12th and 13th races on the schedule as Cody Goforth tries to catch up. Brady Burkhardt has not been shown to be too strong this season in that number 99. It's been a bit of a down year for Burkhardt. As that team sits, he sits 16th in points, but remember, this is the guy that won the regular season title last year. Now, he's not in the same equipment, as SBR likes to move their equipment around and play some favoritism over there, as I joke and I jab. But Burkhardt really, he's adapting to the new team well. He's been running up front many times, has a good 4 top 10s on his season, which isn't too much. It's race 13. But he's been doing pretty well as Irving Allison, another dive bomb move, and he's going to clear Logan Cloud just like that. Cloud now trying to hang on over Joseph Strigley, who's running a race for his life here inside the top 10. Look at Jay Jefferson. Where did the 48 come from? Don't count out Tib Foster back there, and Neil back on the outside where he does not like it. You see all the damaged cars further back, some from hitting the wall, some from being in that crash. It looks like Spurley-Tube near the back. Zonjak fights. Now, Adam Mitchell trying to get his lap back as we got a battle for the lead. That's Curtis, Kukulon, and Goforth under a blanket. It looks like the tire's finally going to get the 19 pass, but DJ's going to fight back on the outside just like Goforth did to start this race. On the inside is Kukulon. He's not going to get the exit off the corner, and DJ's going to take that top spot back. So Monster Motorsports fighting out here in the Chevrolet in that number 5. Remember, Chevy only has 2 victories, those coming from Monster Motorsports drivers, and Matty Porta at Road America and Anderson Reed at Texas World. So 2 long races. They seem to be the Chevys seem to be good at the longer races, longer tracks, but DJ's been showing speed all season long, and he's trying to win this race over Sebastian Kukulon, but I think everyone is trying to win this race over that man right there as Kukulon dives it back to the bottom. And it looks like this time he will clear for that race lead. And Irving Allison up to 3rd. I think the 16 could be your race winner today if he can make that momentum stay through the whole race. He has charged through the field since the restart. And we got 4 cars under a blanket now up front as Kukulon tries to pull away. DJ Curtis, Irving Allison, and Cody Goforth fighting for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. As they run. Joseph Strigley clearing to 5th, Jefferson 6th, Cloud 7th, Friesen 8th. Battle for 9th and 10th, Foster and Burkhardt with Colton Lane, Austin Murray, and Larry Hagan, the Hires Root Beer number 21, a short track guy right here. He's moving his way up. That's nice to see. The TSR is still moving on their way up. DeLello had a poor pit stop. He's down to 14th. 2 damaged cars, and Morris and Alloway fight for the 15th, 16th position. CFRO fighting 17th, 18th. There's Eli Bright, Ben Yako. There's Bowers. So Bowers has pace. He's just 2 laps down, so needs a lot to go his way to get back on the lead lap. And James Ellison for Burkhardt Morris Motorsports, the team that used to field Morris and Burkhardt. They're now running in this number 6. James Ellison just trying to keep his car clean. He said, Brandon Morris said, keep the car clean, bring it home. It's damaged up, but it's still surviving. You also got the 52. They tried to keep it clean. That car is torn up there. And Spurley-Tube looks to be the slowest car on track right now. He's pacing at the back in that number 28. Sebastian Kukulon out in front over DJ Curtis. 41 of 100 complete. Gonna go ahead, take a quick commercial break. Bring guys right back to the action here at the Ducks Unlimited 400 at Memphis. Back live here at Memphis as the battle for second starting to heat up. DJ Curtis has been dispatched by the BGM duo, and now these two starting to set their sights on the SBR. Number 19, Goforth followed Irving Allison through, but Irving's been the one making the big moves and having the pace today. We'll see if Kukulon will be able to stop him if that 16 does indeed get up towards the front of this pack. Kukulon's been out in front since basically the drop of the green flag, or drop of the restart flag. DJ Curtis held on for a couple laps. Kukulon got by him, and his set sail is now Goforth goes after Irving Allison for second. BGM now fighting amongst themselves. A little bit of contact might have been made there as Goforth pushes him wide, pushes Irving wide. Irving's going to send it back in on the outside. Irving Allison is looking like a brake master today. Has been out-braking drivers left and right down into turn 1, even down into turn 4. This 16 car, if he can catch Kukulon, expect for a big move to happen for the race lead possibly between the 16 and the 19. Looking the rest of the way, Jay Jefferson has got by Joseph Strigley. That's for the 5th position. So JJ having a good race today. Pretty much wasn't a factor at Old Spice. Ran decently. Inside the top 10 for a handful of laps, but started that race second and did not lead any of them. Joseph Strigley, though, he had a great run going at Old Spice, was in the top 10, got involved with Matt Sladek, and that was a heated argument in the pit road after the race between the 63 and the 87. Strigley ended up finishing, I think, last in that race after getting that car torn up as he just lost 2 spots to Cloud and Burkhart there. See what the 99 can do. Foster and Friesen side by side there. That's for that 9th position as they go. 2 Dodges fighting hard. And Sauber, again, they're right now looking for a driver to fill that cup seat for next season. As silly season's going to start kicking up into full gear in a couple races, or in a couple weeks' time, you'll see a lot of the moves for next season coming out, but Carter Friesen will not be one of them. His final year is now that we are 3 wide, Murray, Alloway, and Lane. And Alloway's going to be the one to give way there as Murray dives to the bottom. Jeff Alloway, he's been showing speed on the short tracks, just hasn't been doing so at the bigger tracks, and that's been a problem for the 91 of Alloway. They're hoping that P2M is hoping that they will be able to run a little bit better this season as the season progresses at the bigger tracks. They've had pace here. They ran well at Nashville. They ran well at I-69. They are just kind of lacking some speed at tracks like Texas World, Old Spice, and the like. Zachary DeLello still trying to work his way back through the pack. Larry Hagan actually dropping back a bit. Now we're looking to the very back because there's Riley Spurleytube, and now Kukulon is catching up to the 28, so some lap traffic ahead for the 19 of Kukulon as we pass the halfway point here at the Ducks Unlimited 400. It's been pretty clean for a little bit. We'll see how it is with the lappers. Spurleytube, whoa, he really holds the block in front of Kukulon, and that might check Kukulon up just a little bit and might allow Irving Allison to catch on up, but down the front straightaway, I don't expect too much of a battle there. Spurleytube does not have the straight line speed over the 19 with all that damage to the 28 as Spurleytube goes up and out of there and almost into the wall. Irving clear into second. Goforth has fallen back in third as Curtis is going to get up into the wall. Those tires might start to be wearing now for that 5 car. It's been about 40 laps since he last pit. So that 5 car now, it looks like they're starting to struggle for some grip there in that Monster Motorsports number 5. Cloud and Foster beating their drivers right now, but Cloud only wants to really beat that 91. He knows that that was his old car, and he does not want to be showed up as Foster's going to be the one diving it into the inside on Cloud for that spot. So some rivalry right there between these two guys as they go fighting for it just inside the top 10, the 40 and the 77. Curtis versus Jefferson out in up in 4th now as Curtis, he smacked the wall, hit the wall, and that car is starting to fade and fade quickly as Jefferson will get by DJ Curtis. Now Goforth gets by Spurleytube, but we're looking back up front, and here comes Irving, and we said if that 16 catches up to the 19, you're going to see an aggressive move out of Irving to possibly take the lead. He's now a car length back. Will he be able to outbrake the 19 down into turn 1 and gain some time as they head on in, and we'll see what Irving will do. He's been fast all race long, has been carving his way through the field. Started at 6th only, so it's not like he had to carve too much, but he has been making aggressive moves to take spots away, and he is all over the back of your race leader, Sebastian Kukulon, now down to just a car length between them as they come off the corner down the front straightaway. Kukulon versus Irving up front with Cody Goforth waiting in the wings. And then it's about 5 seconds back to Jefferson and Curtis. Now Irving, he's going to get a run off the corner here, right onto the back of him. We'll see what he'll do down into 3 and 4. Here comes Irving to the bottom now, and this is where his dive might happen as he gets the nose to the inside of Kukulon. Does he get the exit? Yes, he does. Now he might have to outbrake him into the corner. He leads that lap, though, does the 16. Who's going to be the late breaker? Kukulon breaks late. Irving breaks late as well, and here we go, still side by side for that top spot, but I think Kukulon's going to get him there with the momentum on the outside, and that is going to make sure Irving does not get by that 19 now, but Kukulon still maintaining out in front as we head into some lap traffic further up. You see Ryan Butcher further up there, and Butcher is the owner of that 16 car and the 17 car, not the 19 though. Even though it's their alliance partner, I think you want to see yourself win rather than your alliance teammate. There's Butcher in the 88. He's had a pretty awful season. Missed out last week at Old Spice, a DNQ there. Gatlin Downey also, we want to mention 2 DNQs in a row for that team. He also did not qualify, I believe, for Road America. So Gatlin Downey, 8 races of 13 he's made this year. As Irving now jumps to the inside of Kukulon. Sebi just made one mistake, got way too wide coming off of 4. But he's going to carry back on the outside. That 19 car is bad fast on the outside line, but Irving's been bad fast on the inside. But what they don't see is Cody Goforth in the mirrors has caught up to this battle, and we got a triple Toyota threat up in front between the top 3 Toyotas probably of the series right now. In the 19, 16, and 17, as they come down the front straightaway, Irving is not letting go on the 19 of Kukulon. To go forth clear into 3rd as they come off of the corner and down that back straightaway. Kukulon, Irving, Cody, right down this front, this back stretch as they go. And Ryan Butcher waiting in the wings now as BGM. It looks like Irving just lost some time. Cody might be the one making the move to the inside. 60 of 100 complete, 40 laps to go. And still a long way to go as Goforth is going to try to clear Irving for second. Maybe that outside line's just getting more of momentum off. They're pinching that inside down because Irving gets the run as well. This might come down to pit stops here at the end with some fresher tires, possibly a strategy call at the end that could get Irving past Kukulon, because any of these 3 up front, if they get out into the race lead, and since Clean Air is pretty dominant at a track that's pretty hard to pass at, I think we'll see whoever gets through the lappers and whoever gets the better pit strategy will end up winning this race, especially if it goes green the entire way. As Butcher now sitting right in front of Kukulon. He does not need to move over. He's not laps down. And he's not off the pace. I mean, he's off the pace, but he's not so far off the pace that it's going to kill everyone. Absolutely. Kukulon's still able to hang on over Irving. And Butcher has every right to fight for staying on the lead lap. And that's not what Kukulon wants to see, as he has the 16 all over him, the 88 all over the front of him. Now Irving, a poor exit off the corner. That's going to allow Kukulon to jump to the inside of Butcher. And that will be putting the 88 of Ryan Butcher a lap down, as Irving is right on the back of that 19. Down the front straightaway they go again, down into turn 1. Will Irving outbrake himself to get past his boss in the 88? But no, Butcher maintains some speed on the outside. That's going to kill Irving a little bit, but a decent exit for the 16. Now you got Adam Mitchell, a BGM car right there, as he crowds Kukulon down. And Adam Mitchell trying to stay just 1 lap down. He will no longer get a free pass in this race with how damaged that car is. So you got the top 3 now. Is Adam Mitchell not really going to let Goforth by, but lets Goforth have that inside line, and Irving's all over the back of Kukulon once again. A bit further up, there's Onjak. Had damage in this one. He's 29th. Roger Ray, 28th. Ellison, 27th. Corbett, Benyako, all at the front of this one. There's Cordell Smith. Heavy damage to the 52, but he's maintaining strong. As Irving goes high, goes low, jumps to the bottom again. We'll see what he'll do into turn 1 this time. And he's going to finally do his outbreak. Flows right past the 19. And new leader of the race, Irving Allison, takes the top spot away from Sebastian Kukulon in the 16, and now your 2 previous Memphis truck race winners. The last 2 Memphis races of the truck series have been won by the driver of the 16 and driver of the 19, and they're showing it right now here at Memphis in the Cup Series. Kukulon looking for his 4th Cup win. Irving Allison looking for his 2nd, but Goforth looking for his 1st. We'll see what'll happen as Kukulon gets the momentum coming off the corner once again down the back straightaway. Will he try to dive? He dives it in right up to the back bumper of the 16, but I think Irving's going to pull away now, and that gives Cody Goforth a chance to catch back up, but a poor exit for the 17 is going to lose him some time as the lappers fight ahead of him. And it's 6 seconds back to Jefferson. I don't think Jefferson's going to have time as Goforth is going to learn from Irving, sends it in, pushes the 19 up the track. Now Goforth takes the second spot, but he wants more as he looks to the inside of Irving, his teammate, for the lead, and he's going to try to outbrake him into turn number 3. We are having a duel up in front between 3 of the top Toyota drivers of the season right here under a blanket, but Irving's going to pull away. Now Goforth going defensive, doesn't want to get outbraked by Kukulon, and Sebi really losing a little bit of time there. I think his tires might be going away, but he's getting more of an exit run than he is getting a run into the entrance of the corners. But these 3 are nose to tail up in front. One mistake by any of them could cost him a spot, and that's what it happens to Irving Allison. He walks it up the track. Here comes Goforth to the inside, but Cody's not going to have the momentum coming off the corner. Kukulon now maintaining up front. There is the 83 of Benyako. He is Kukulon's teammate. We'll see what that means as they work past the lap traffic, but the 16 and 17 blow right by Benyako. Now have their sights set on Peter Onjak in the 44, and we're coming up close to pit stops. The fuel window here is usually about 50 to 60 laps. These guys pit basically on lap 31 as Kukulon's getting sideways off the corner, and Goforth is going back to the inside of Irving. And Cody wants this race lead. He knows pit stops are coming up. You got to start getting that strategy, get the placement on the track so you can get it off the track as well, but you're still going to have to do good here coming on to pit road in just a few laps time as Irving back to the inside of Onjak as you got a thick layer of lap traffic ahead of these guys. Goforth does not get the good exit. Now Corbett's there. Irving is shoving that 61 down the straightaway, trying to get him past the damaged 84 as Kukulon's going to jump back to the inside. Onjak's in the midst of this. He wants to stay so he could try to get his lap back, and Onjak's up the track. A ton got real tight coming off the corner. Kukulon chased him up. So did Goforth, and it's because Roger Ray is coming to pit road, but Ray might miss pit road. Just is going to get that 84 handled and on. This is one of the toughest pit road entrances in the Cup Series here at Memphis, and I would not be shocked to see someone go into the tire wall there. But man, that was sketchy for a lot of drivers. Onjak almost got collected in that as Goforth now works his way past Onjak, and Kukulon has his sights set once again on the back of the 16 as Cody's going to get right in there to the back of Kukulon. That's contact between the two of them, and they're all over the track. Kukulon and Goforth getting aggressive, and that's going to allow the 16 to pull away. Onjak back to the bottom. And Cody, I don't know if he was just trying to make a move there or if he is sick and tired of Kukulon's business. Irving real slow. Are we under caution? No, he's just lost a ton of time there. And Kukulon's bringing it down pit road. Cody's going to come with him. There's Edson as well. And now Kukulon trying. You got to really hammer the brakes and try to get on pit road. It's a very tough entrance and a tough exit. So we'll hope to see a clean round of pit stops here. And that is... Morris is going to hit the pit wall right here. I'll tell you that right now because he is not going to make it to pit road. He tried, and he is out. 55 is torn up. That might be a caution. That should be a caution. No caution for that, so they don't call the 55 missing his pit entrance as a caution. Now Irving Allison's going to pit. Curtis is going to take the race. No, he will not take the race lead away. So here comes everyone else coming down pit road. And this right here, if we come out, if we have this cycle of green flag pit stops, we might see this race go clean to the end. There is Kukulon now, a bit of a gap over Goforth. There's DJ Curtis. Now, either he had a slow pit stop. I think he did because they repaired the side of that car. I was going to say Curtis might be your race leader off of that, but I do not think that'll be the case. The 55 is torn up. He's done. And where is Irving Allison? There is Irving. And you see Kukulon right at the top of your screen entering turn 1. There goes Edson by. Here is Irving. There is Kukulon. And this could be it for the race leaders. Curtis hits the outside wall. And Sebastian Kukulon, they're spinning up in front. There's smoke in front. Kukulon's going to take the race lead. Are we under caution for that spin? Irving second. Goforth comes out third. Coming across the line, we are under caution. So as this round of pit stops goes, now this race is all shaken up. Stephen Wallace Jr., it looks like, will be your free pass recipient, possibly. Now you got all these guys. They're still trying to come to pit road. Some are coming on, some are coming off. Looks like Stephen Wallace Jr. Well, someone's going to get the free pass. I don't know who it is. But we'll see. We might have even... Well, I think Peter Onjak... Cordell Smith in the 52 hasn't pit yet. He might get back on the lead lap. It depends, though, because if these guys pit, they might end up... They're probably going to end up trapped behind the leader. So we'll let you know on the free pass recipient now. It might be DJ Curtis. I thought it would have been Butcher because he's right behind him, but we'll see. There's DJ. So yeah, it must be going to Butcher. Either way, we'll get an update on that after this. But Sebastian Kukulon, as your race leader, jumps Irving Allison on pit road, and this is going to make for an entertaining final 20 laps. Eves cannot escape crashes today. James Ellison tries to pit. Eves is coming out, and it's pretty simple as that. They get together, go spinning around. Luckily for the 65, the 3, the 44, no one piles in to Matthew Eves. We're under caution for the third time today. Back live here in Memphis. We just got a handful of laps to go. Going to be under 20 when we go back racing. Sebastian Kukulon took the lead under green flag pit stops from the 16 of Irving Allison. Cody Goforth third. Austin Murray up to fourth. Brady Burkhardt fifth. That makes it an SBR and BGM top 5 all Toyotas. Then you got a handful of Chevys. Diego Yepes and Joseph Strigley 7th. Carter Friesen 8th. Tip Foster 9th. Zachary DeLello 10th. Stephen Wallace Jr. 11th. Dusty Neal 12th. Anderson Reed 13th. Cordell Smith looking for another top 20 run for RHR. Kyle Corbett 15th. Zachary Bilson. Not Zachary Bilson. He ran Pocono. It's James Ellison in the 6th. 16th. Lane 17th. Hagan 18th. Onjak 19th. These drivers all one lap down. Back to the wave around drivers. Aiden Smith, DJ Curtis, Matthew Eves, Eli Bright, Jacob Edson. Alex Benyako receives the Fago free pass. And that puts 25 cars on the lead lap. Kukulon, Irving Allison, Cody Goforth. Austin Murray, Brady Burkhardt. A Toyota might win this race, but there's 20 laps left for anyone to get up there. Coming back around up to the restart zone, coming under the green flag. And the green flag is in the air. Kukulon with the jump, and the field sets off for 20 more laps. 19 exactly, 18 next time by is Logan Cloud getting shoved up by Strigley. Now Foster trying to stay in there. So now here comes Irving. He got a bit of a slow restart, but he's been one of the fastest cars all day, especially in traffic. Kukulon's going to walk it up the track. That might be some momentum building for him, though, as Goforth, though. You know how hungry that 17 is. He wants to win. This is the track he won his only NSDCA race at in the RBSTS as he sends it into the inside and tries to clear Kukulon. So if any of the top 3 win, they'll be one of the first drivers to win at Memphis in multiple series. Austin Murray back and forth. Burkhardt looking for anywhere in 5th. Friesen and Foster trying to pick up some spots. Cordell Smith hanging on. There's Hagan. And the Lappers, they're still fighting for what they can get here at the end, but it's Sebastian Kukulon out in front as Cody Goforth in the Gold Peak 17 tries to chase him down. We'll see if these final adjustments made on that last pit stop will help anyone. Did you make adjustments? Did you keep it as it was? Irving seemed to be much more of a longer run car than anyone else. That's how he was able to make those spots, so he might have been saving some tires more during the long runs. As Austin Murray in the 24, he's going to look for that 3rd position. Not going to happen, though. Enters the corner a bit shallow. That's going to bring Burkhardt in the 99 right back to him. But on the back of the 19, Goforth wants to settle this just like they did at Old Spice, and he's going to go to the inside of Kukulon, shoving him up. They got together earlier. They've had a lot between each other the last few weeks, and Goforth is going to clear into the lead. 15 to go. Can Cody Goforth finally check out and win his first National Series race as Kukulon now has Irving all over the back of him, and just like before the pit stops, top 3 nose to tail. Here we go down the back. 14 to go this time. Goforth came in real shallow. Kukulon is going to move him. Moves him up the track there. Made some contact between him, and Kukulon shoves him out of the way. Short track racing at its finest as Sebastian Kukulon got up there and moved the 17 up, but Goforth is still right there on the back of him, and now will he have the momentum coming down the back? Looks like a bit of a poor exit there. Irving Allison cleared to 3rd. Murray 4th. Will Murray be able to get up there and challenge? I don't know if he has the car underneath him, but the 17 and 16 sure do, as long as they can catch back up to Kukulon and not bicker amongst themselves, and that's what they're going to do, as Irving's going to look back to the inside. Looks like he gave Cody one chance to get up to that 19, and Irving's going to send it to the bottom. But this is what Kukulon wants to see. You fight for second. We saw it so many times this season. You squabble for second, and you lose the race, and that's what's happening right now as Kukulon has now checked out and away from the BGM duo, and this is bringing Tib Foster up into 5th, freezing up there. Stephen Wallace Jr. looking for a top 10 finish as Burkhart and Strigley have both dropped out. But Irving is not giving up on Cody, and that's going to be the fatal flaw for both of them. You see Kukulon's already branched out to about just underneath a second now as they stand over him. We'll see if Goforth, we'll see if Irving, whoever gets up front with 11 laps to go, can catch the 19. Down the front straightaway, the Interstate Batteries 19 looking for his 4th win on the year. Now, if you look at the win totals this season, 4 for Morris, 3 for Kukulon, 1 for everyone else, but we've only really had 7 different winners this season in these 12 races. And you look at those totals and you say this season hasn't really been parity-based. But if you're looking at it, Peter Onjak is your points leader. He has 0 wins, but 7 top 5s, 9 top 10s. That's not going to happen today, so it's going to cost him a bit of points for running in the back. But the guys who are winning races, Kukulon and Morris only has 6 top 5s on the year. Everything else is a sub-10th place finish. He has 4 wins, but that's the only reason he's so high in points is because with this season, top 15s are where you get the most of your points, and that's showing why the 19 and 55 are really fighting for this regular season title, when really you'd think more like Kukulon or Onjak and Bowers would be the bigger threats here. Even Colton Lane, they all have average finishes in 11th of 11th place or better, and they are a bit further down the order. That's because they're not getting too many top 10 finishes there. Enough about the points swing, though. We've had parity this season. Tib Foster, Matty Porta have won races. Jay Jefferson's won races. Irving's won races. Goforth has come so close. Also, look at this top 10. DeLello, Friesen, Cloud, Burkhart, Strigley, Murray. Like, some of these guys never really are up front, but they are doing it today. And Foster is on a mission for that 40 team as he's made it up to 3rd. With 7 laps to go as they cross that time. Last week, Sebastian Kukulon was 1.5 seconds back from Goforth with 2 laps to go. Now Old Spice is a lot longer than Memphis. He was also in front of he was in 2nd place at that point. So Will Foster, does he have enough now? Haven't talked about him all day. He's kicking it into high gear. Can Dodge get back to victory lane? And can it be Tib Foster, as both Foster and Goforth are closing in big time on Sebastian Kukulon? Goforth gained 2/10. Foster gained 4/10 that time. So Foster's car is fast. If he can get by Goforth, will he be the one to possibly take out the 19 of Kukulon? And he's going to go to the inside, and he's going to go for that spot, and Goforth is going to drop to 3rd. Now Foster clears. 5 laps to go. Can the 40 catch the 19? Foster has never liked ovals. He loves road courses. That's how he won his championship in the Mountain Dew Custom Series, but he only won at Road America that season. He has wins at Watkins Glen, multiple wins at Most Sport. He's contended for him at Road America, has the one in the Mountain Dew Custom Series. He has just one short track victory. That was last season at Iowa. Now this 40 or 2 seasons ago at Iowa. Now this 40 team, it looked like he just killed all the momentum there, and that 40 car something just happened to the 40 because he just lost so much momentum. Goforth got back by him, and I think that's it. And Kukulon's pitting! The 19 is down pit road. Kukulon's out of this race, and we're down to 3 cars for the win, and Cody Goforth has just taken the race lead. 3 laps to go. No word on what's wrong with the 19, but Kukulon is out, and Cody Goforth in the 17 is 3 laps away from winning if he can hang on over the 16 and 40. There should be no reason he needs to pit. He pit with 30 to go. These guys made it 60 laps on that run, maybe 50, but still coming around. 2 laps to go. Now Irving is all over the back of Goforth. Down the front straightaway, Cody's trying to hang on, and now Irving, he's the king of the late breakers today, but will he have enough? 2 to go. Final lap this time by. Foster's going to look to the bottom. Goforth's going to carry the momentum off of the corner. White flag. This cannot happen again where he leads the white flag. It doesn't get to the victory, but he has cars right behind him. to the white flag one more time around. Can Cody Goforth finally break the curse and get into victory lane? White flag at Memphis. His last win came at this track 4 years ago in the Red Bull Short Track Showdown Series, now defunct. It's the DPDS. He's never won a National Series race, and it didn't look like he was going to today. Kukulon pits, but Cody Goforth is going to go forth and win. Cody Goforth wins at Memphis. It has been 4 years for Cody Goforth in the 17. BGM took a chance after he left North Border Motorsports, 6th place last season in the championship hunt. He has never won a Cup Series event, a Truck Series event, or a Mountain Dew Custom Series event. He does it with the sponsor that has backed him for multiple seasons of competition, 3 years since his first days at RER. He couldn't win with Rockstar. He couldn't win with North Border Motorsports. And now Butcher Gatorade Motorsports takes Cody Goforth into victory lane. Kukulon, an issue at the end, costs him. And Cody Goforth has finally won a National Series race. That is outstanding. He was so close last week. He was so close multiple times this season. And finally it goes right for him. He had to survive. He had to fight hard up front. And whatever happened to Kukulon, I don't know why he went down pit road. There's no report for the 19 car. Eli Braid had an engine failure at the end, but the 19 just came down pit road. I don't know if there was a leak in the tire, if he had a vibration. I don't know what happened, but Sebastian Kukulon has gone on and won. Well, sorry, Cody Goforth has gone on and won this race. Kukulon pits and ends it. And that is what we've been waiting for 4 years. That was the story all season. We've mentioned it every race when Cody is up front, which is almost every race. He's going to win a race sometime soon. It's going to happen. But for the rest of this season, it was going to be the storyline. Can Cody Goforth finally win a race? He blew an engine at Texas World while we were watching him. He blew an engine from the lead at Auto Club for a late race restart. He got passed on the final lap at Old Spice. He was contending at so many other tracks this season. It slipped away from him in one way or another, and Butcher Gatorade Motorsports is going to be electric in the infield. Cody Goforth has finally won a race. And it is at the track he got his first ever NSDCA victory. You know that's got to be emotional for him. Kukulon, again, we'll have to see what happened after the race to that 19 car, but SBR, BGM put on a clinic. Foster showed up right at the end to spoil the party, and I really thought he was going to be the one to chase down Kukulon. If Foster didn't make that error coming through with a couple laps to go, he might have won that race, because if Kukulon was pitting, Foster could have taken the lead and ran away with it. He was just that fast. And Irving Allison was the other dominant driver of the race, making aggressive moves, making passes for the lead. But Cody Goforth plays it right, gets to the point, and holds on for the first time in his National Series career. An interesting race here at Memphis, some action-packed events, couple crashes, but for the most part, that was a pretty good race. And a great battle at the end between some of the best ends up with one driver coming down pit road and the other getting his first win. Next week, we head out dirt racing in the Crown Royal Truck Series, as well the Cup Series heads to Indianapolis. It's sure to be an exciting event here. Multiple great races, a lot of great action. We're coming to the end of the Molson Modified and Dr. Pepper Dash Series season. We hope you will join us for those as well. But Memphis goes to Cody Goforth in his first career National Series win. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time on the NSDCA.